Hello, world.
Okay, so today's episode, we're going to do a little flashback at 2024. It was a pretty big year, yeah?
Well, looking back, there was a lot of stuff we did that I didn't realize was in 24.
Yeah,
Like,
it seems like it was longer. So
yeah.
we're going to go ahead and show you some of those pictures. We're going to reflect on them and see what all we did. So here we go.
Okay.
Welcome aboard. We are Pat, Alexa, and Gilligan the Fat Boat Cat. We still work and live aboard our 57-foot Nordhavn in Mexico. Follow us as we cruise, explore new cultures, appreciate the wonders, and work on our boat in exotic locations. We are Noeta with no ETA. So our first big project,
We reupholstered the salon
yeah,
and the
this,
pilot house.
and yeah,
Again, on a boat that we didn't know we were going to sell.
yeah. So a buyer got all sorts of new things on that boat.
We installed the smart plugs on the shore power.
Yeah, which now we need to do on our new boat. So at some point, it'll be a project we do. So that was just January. That was January. So moving forward, one of the things we spent the year doing is getting our advanced scuba certification.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so we did a bunch of dives in Banderas Bay, and we now are advanced scuba, and maybe next year we'll go get our rescue dive. Yeah, so we still have a little more to do with scuba diving. We got to use one of our very cool tools as we out at anchor, and that was a microphone.
It's a hydrophone we put over the side, and we could hear the humpbacks in the bay.
It's pretty amazing.
Singing, and it was really cool.
It was really cool. So we need to do that more. So fast forward to February.
We ferried and drove up to Guerrero Negro and got to pet the gray whales.
Lots of amazing gray whales. And so here's the video of us doing that. Highly recommended anybody in Mexico to go over to this bay.
Especially on the Baja.
Yeah, over on the Baja, where these whales just spend a month or so interacting with local boats there. Fast forward to March, we then repainted the decks of our boat.
Yeah.
So more boat projects. It was but before that, I turned 50.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's turn 50.
Turned 50. We had a bunch of birthday parties.
Schwingding.
Don't know what that means. In the first couple months, had a lot of community service projects. We helped make some ojo de dios to kind of beautify the town. Worked with some kids at the local orphanage to have a holiday party. Worked at the rescue, the dog and cat rescue in Punta Mita. So had a lot of opportunities. And then was April.
April, we went up and saw the complete solar eclipse. We anchored at Isla Isabel. It's an old extinct volcano, kind of in the middle of the Sea of Cortez, and went up and saw totality.
And that was a turning point for the year because then Pat makes a phone call to James Knight.
And next thing we know,
we're buying a new boat. Fast forward, we went over to Honolulu to go see the boat, decided to buy the boat, and move forward with that process.
so then 2 months we moved off the boat, put everything in storage, sold, bought, and then we put everything that we thought we'd need for the next 6 months in our Toyota and drove north.
Yeah. Before we drove north, we had a few other events that we got to enjoy in Mexico. We went over to spend some time in Yelapa.
Oh, yeah.
We got to see some great
You know what
community.
they say about Yelapa?
Go ahead.
A palapa in Yelapa is better than a condo in Redondo.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. We had a couple local events, couple parades, local
There's always a parade.
carnivals. There is always a parade here. Dentists from the
Did
U.S.
some more
came down
volunteer
and we
work,
did
worked at a
dental
dental
clinic
clinic on
over
some
400 kids in La Cruz. Just before we did sell the boat, we had one last project we had to do.
Oh, yeah. We were going to go out with a bunch of friends, and our start battery for the main had failed.
Yeah, so
Literally turned itself into like a solid lead ingot.
so Noeta 50 threw a little fit right before we sold her. So while we were waiting for our boat to take possession of our boat, we got to have a family reunion up in
Washington. It was right on the Idaho-Washington border.
And then we met our boat. So now we're in August. So we met our boat in August, did 82 projects on her.
Oh, it was more than that.
Okay, 182 projects on her. And then headed down the west coast of the U.S., stopped in Crescent City and San Francisco.
Saw friends and family in San Francisco. Then we took off for Long Beach. More friends. And
Yeah.
then, well, in San Francisco, we found out we could go to Mexico.
Right. I had to go take a road trip first and go to Ensenada. After I got the tip for the boat, then we were able to make our way to Ensenada and then rounded Cabo, showed up in the middle of the night into La Cruz. That weekend there were a dozen parties and more events and things going on in La Cruz.
When we got here, started emptying, and we're still emptying storage. We have just a wee bit left.
Little bit. 2 boxes and 2 boxes.
And the holiday season.
Yeah, we won the Christmas light contest, and
we are repeat winners. We're dominating.
Repeat winners, and then ended the year with a little bit last bit volunteer work, getting Christmas presents to local kids in town, and with our new 57 Nordhavns. So it was a great year, busy year.
It was
an unexpected year.
A lot more than I thought.
Yeah, looking back at the pictures, we had a busy year. Time flies when you're having fun. And here's to a successful 2025.
Yay.